Hello everyone and welcome to a pro review to Shaolin Rework. I'm going to cover all the changes so you know exactly what is new, and then I will give my thoughts on certain buffs and nerfs, point out some less obvious things that you might have not noticed, and give an overall impression on how strong Shaolin is going to be. So let's get into it. First of all, let's start with the Shaolin changes so we can all be on the same page. First change was to dodge attack. It now can chain and it also can go into Q stance, but it still has the same speed and the same startup window. Next, neutral top light is now enhanced, allowing you to go into Q stance easier. Zone has been changed into this hit-free move that is very slow but target swappable. I will get more in depth later. Running attack made easier to follow up. Now we're getting to the interesting part. Q stance has had some major changes. First of all, universal lights and heavies. So we have 500 ms lights from all sides and they're all enhanced. 800 ms undodgeable heavies from all sides, including the top unblockable that went from Q stance that was removed and now it is an undodgeable heavy. And now I know it's confusing, but he had another top unblockable which was a follow-up to his kick that was not guaranteed. That was removed as well. After any hit stun in Q stance, he can now chain into sweep, which is feintable, has a special 24 damage follow-up that can chain again and also go back into Q stance, and it is 800 ms. Also the first bash that is feintable and not chargeable. And one of the most important changes that will probably be underlooked, you can now also dodge out of Q stance. So I think that is it for all the changes he has. If I missed something, let me know. Before I go in depth with the changes, here's a quick review. Overall, his changes are very good, maybe too good. His capabilities offensively are very powerful, but he still lacks in the defense department. Q stance was made very viable and powerful with a lot of chainability and high damage mix-ups. Enhanced neutral light allows him to get into Q stance easier. Afterwards, he can keep flowing like wind, like water, like whatever he is flowing like. Dodge attack was improved in terms of offense, but still very bad defensively due to static input window and slow speed. Zone attack is very interesting in my opinion. It is Highlander zone done right, but nothing too crazy in terms of peel or range, although safe to use. That is my sum up. Let's get into the details, starting with recovery cancel. This might sound very surprising since nobody mentioned any type of recovery cancel in the stream, but the fact that you can now chain into Q stance from any opener and also dodge out of Q stance afterwards makes for a pseudo dodge recovery cancel. This really improves his safety in teamfights, allowing him to do things like interrupt and then dodge to avoid an attack, or even dodge into deflect to punish moves. Recovery cancels, if are not too fast, I think are very good for the game and promote a very fast-paced, constant flowing, like water and wind, of attacks in teamfights. It basically makes attacking safer, which promotes attacking, but also makes punishing harder, which does the opposite at the same time. Anyway, many heroes in the meta right now have some sort of recovery cancel, so it is truly an appreciated property when it comes to a hero's kit. Q stance. The universal lights are good, but a top heavy change from unblockable to undodgeable is, in my opinion, a bad change. The reason I like the old Toby is its use was a very interesting way to combat one of the best defensive moves in the game, and that is external dodging. Quick side note, external dodging is when you lock on another opponent and side dodge away from the opponent that you are actually fighting. The reason it is so good is that side dashes have a lot of movement, and many times you'll be able to get out of the enemy's range with just one dodge. Basically, it shuts down many mix-ups such as unblockable, since the two options that you have, which are feinting the guard break and committing the unblockable, will both whiff. Another example, specifically important in this case, is bash or undodgeable mix-up in chains. If you dash away while being able to external an opponent, no matter what heavy side he is throwing, you will be able to both externally block any attack direction and avoid a bash at the same time. This was the case with Shaolin's Q stance, but The top heavy unblockable would combat this mechanic by being so long and unblockable. The reason this worked is that if you'd throw a top heavy against external dodgers, that top heavy would actually track and hit them because they cannot parry yet. I think this was a really interesting mix-up that could have been explored more, but was just removed. What I do hope instead is that speeding up by 100 ms of the undodgeable heavies would make the mix-up fast enough to allow you to feint into guard break to track external dodgers. But I honestly doubt it. I know this concept might be new and sound very situational, but on the contrary, this is one of the biggest factors when judging a move in teamfights, is whether that move can completely be negated or not by external dodging. Anyway, the undodgeable top heavy will be a big improvement in his 1v1 offense. Many times, especially since you only had two options, as a Shaolin player you could have your heavy blocked even if your opponent made a BarakYEET and tried to dodge the kick, but was just lucky enough to have his guard up on the side you attacked from. Another heavy side will lower the chances of this happening. Regarding sweep, I really like that it's a follow-up after a Q stance attack, even after being blocked. I think it is a really powerful opener, and it is especially interesting due to its chain ability. We've seen the trend from Ubisoft to make heroes' chains pretty much infinite, which is the case for Shaolin as well. Anyway, I really like the increased incentive offered by the bash in chain to actually commit to an attack in Q stance. Before, due to what I said regarding being able to block even on a dodge, a lack of follow-up after a Q stance heavy, you really had no reason to not always just feint your undodgeable heavy into a guard break. It's safer, it catches dodgers, it's slightly less damage but allows you to chain. Overall, its benefits clearly outweigh the disadvantages, but that has changed. Sweep promotes you to commit to attacks, which also makes the offense less safe but more profitable at the same time. I think that is a very good approach to balancing a hero. If you want to attack against Shaolin, you have to put your foot down and say, I'm going to make a read and parry something or dodge to punish him. The bash will be very good, considering it has amazing odds, maybe too good. It's literally better than Griffin's bash on release, and we had the whole community bitch about it. So I definitely can predict so many complaints regarding his strength. And I agree, I do think his offense is really powerful. But I also think when reworking a hero, it is easier to make him too powerful in the beginning and then adjust, rather than making him too weak, which is harder to tell. Without playing him and seeing just the sheer numbers, I think he might be really good, but considering that he is an assassin with worse defense and assassin guard, does this justify the strength? Let me know in the comment section below. Dodge attack. It has been improved, although the biggest problem with his dodge attack, in my opinion, was his startup time, which is fixed at 300 ms, allowing you no room for extending iframes by delaying the input. This is an important property for a good dodge attack, and the fact that it has not been changed is disappointing, as it feels very clunky and old. If you do not understand why fixed late timing is so bad, allow me to explain. One of the main use for a dodge attack is to be the option of feinting to guard break from a mix-up while also avoiding the attack if committing. But the high startup, respectively 300 ms, does not allow for this to happen from medium or light hit stun, which is the lower end of hit stuns. This happens because the attack from dash attack starts too late, allowing you to be beaten by feinting to guard break. I truly believe they have to look into startups and potentially standardize it for all heroes. Anyway, now it can chain, which had to be added. This will make it a decent opener or offensive dodge attack in teamfights because of its decent hitboxes and safety with follow-up Q stand that allows you to dodge out of recoveries. And finally, zone attack. The zone attack was changed very much. It used to be a free hit move that had weird properties, such as if you get hit by the second hit, the third hit is confirmed, or you cannot dodge through it, or if you block one, you can parry the second hit, etc. They took all of that away and made it into what I think, and said already, is Highlander Zone done right. It is still a 3-hit move, but the damage was increased significantly at the cost of speed. The first hit is 600 ms from 500, which deals 12 damage. The second hit is 15 and the third is 18. The really interesting part about it is that you can target switch and feint the attack at any part of the zone. The target switching part is particularly new, giving it a really cool concept of a zone attack. Instead of having one move to punish or peel multiple people with a wide hitbox, you have instead this solo target attack that can be swapped from target to target to achieve its goal as a zone attack, which is to hit people around you. Nice zone attack, isn't anything too crazy, but we will have to see in-game. This was my in-depth Shaolin Rework review. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, this was purely theoretical since I haven't had the chance to play him yet, but the changes look very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to actually play him. So yeah, thank you very much for watching Pepe Army, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!